Class, today is our first session in Advanced Financial Accounting and Reporting, or AFAR. So this is quite a challenging subject because nandito na lahat ng advanced topics in accounting. Okay? So for today class, let's start with our very first topic for this subject. It's accounting for partnership. Now, partnerships in the Philippines are governed by the Civil Code of the Philippines. Starting Article 1767. Baka familiar kayo dyan because class na-discuss nyo na nung undergrad nyo sa Law on Partnerships and Corporations. And Article 1767 onwards, ang tawag natin dyan class, it's the partnership law. Now, yung legal side of the partnership will be discussed in RFBT. Yung accounting side naman, dito natin i-discuss in AFAR. Alright? Now, let's start with the definition of partnership. According to Article 1767 of the Civil Code, a partnership is a contract whereby two or more persons bind themselves to contribute money, property, or industry with the intention of dividing profits among themselves. Ayan. So ito yung official definition of partnership in the Civil Code. So tingnan natin class. A partnership daw is a contract. So it means the partnership is created by agreement between the partners. So yung agreement na yan class, pwedeng oral agreement. Pero syempre, para mas maging safe sa lahat ng partners, much better if the agreement is written. And the written agreement is what we call partnership agreement. Now, yung partnership agreement, nandyan lahat ng terms of the partnership. Okay? Whereby two or more persons, so ang tawag natin sa two or more persons, they are the partners. And we know, yung partners, basically, they are the owners of the partnership. Okay? To contribute money. So sa accounting, pag sabi mong money, ito yung cash. Property. So in accounting, for properties, we call them non-cash assets. Non-cash assets such as property, plant, and equipment, or industry. So pwedeng yung partner ay contribute niya, hindi cash or non-cash assets. Pwedeng industry, meaning pwedeng services or skills yung contribution niya to the partnership. And nag-contribute sila with the purpose of generating profits. Okay? Ang goal of the partnership is to divide profits among the partners. Ayan. Now, class, yung accounting for partnership will be governed by, aside from the Civil Code of the Philippines, ang i-apply din natin dyan is our accounting standards, the IFRS or the PFRS. Because our accounting standards apply to all types of business organizations. So kahit sole proprietorships, kahit partnerships, corporations, applicable yung accounting standards natin. Got it? So ang apply natin is both the Civil Code and our IFRS. Okay? Now in the Philippines class, yung pinaka-common form of a partnership is what we call General Professional Partnerships or GPP. Okay? So yung GPP class, ito yung partnership of professionals, okay? Such as mga audit firms, mga law firms, engineering firms, etc. Soon, matututunan natin in taxation na merong tax incentives yung mga GPP. Kaya iyan yung most common form of partnership in the Philippines. Okay. Now, for partnership class, we will divide our discussion according to the stages in the life of a partnership. Actually, meron tayong 4 stages. First stage is formation of partnership. When you say formation of the partnership, so basically, ito yung creation of partnership. Ito yung start of the life of partnership. Yung first stage. Okay? Second stage class is what we call operations. When you say operations, ang focus natin dito is allocation of net income or loss to the partners. Ayan, yun yung focus ng operations. Third stage is what we call dissolution of partnership. Dissolution. Ayan. There's a dissolution whenever there is an admission of a new partner or withdrawal or retirement of an existing partner. Ang tawag natin dyan is dissolution. And yung last stage in the life of a partnership is what we call liquidation. So sa liquidation, basically, terminated na yung operations of the partnership. And we have 2 types of liquidation. We have lump sum liquidation and installment liquidation. So again, class, yung discussion natin, i-divide natin according to the stages. Formation, operations, dissolution, and liquidation. So for me, ang pinakamahirap dito is liquidation. So mas mag-spend tayo ng time sa discussion natin ng liquidation. Yung first 3 na yan, sakto lang, hindi masyadong mahirap yan. So dito tayo mag-focus sa liquidation. Now, for today, dito muna tayo sa accounting for formation. Sir, ano mga kailangan natin malaman in accounting for formation? So as I said earlier, ito yung start of the life of the partnership. Ang mangyayari dyan, class, magko-contribute yung mga partners. Okay, para mag-start ng partnership. Now, ano yung pwedeng i-contribute? Money, property, or industry. Or pwedeng cash, non-cash assets, or services or skills. Now, in accounting class, alam natin, ang nire-record mo lang dyan, yung cash and non-cash assets. Yung services, hindi mo naman yan nire-record as investment sa accounting standpoint. Right? And ang important class sa formation, because iyan yung moment na magko-contribute yung partners, is the valuation of their contributions. So, check mo muna kung ano i-contribute ng partner. Pwedeng cash. If cash yung kinontribute ng partner, yung valuation is at face value. Okay? So let's say ako nag-contribute ako ng 1 million, i-record yun for 1 million. So ganun siya simple. Because the fair market value of cash is the face value. Now, kapag ang kinontribute naman class, non-cash assets such as property, plant, and equipment. So for example, ang kinontribute ko naman land. Ayan. Ito yung hierarchy. So remember this. Pag non-cash assets yung kinontribute ng partners, yung first priority mo dyan is the agreed value. So yan yung agreed value. So basically, yun yung pinag-agreehan ng partners kung how much yung contribution. For example, ako, nag-contribute ako ng land, okay? Nag-agree kami ng partners ko na, sige, i-value natin yung land for 800,000. 800,000 yung magiging recording in the books of the partnership. Yun yung first priority. Second one is fair market value. Okay? First is agreed value. Second is fair market value. Pero class, most of the time, equal yung dalawa na yan. If the problem is silent, assume mo na yung agreed value is equal to the fair market value. Okay? Pero just in case lang, pag may na-encounter ka na iba yung agreed value sa fair market value, you follow the agreed value. Got it? And yung third natin class, sa hierarchy is a carrying value. So yung carrying value, hindi yung ginagamit in practice. So just for board exam purposes, pwede rin siya, carrying value. Pero most of the time class, ang ma-encounter mo dyan is fair market value. Right? Pero theoretically, yun yung hierarchy natin. Agreed value number 1, fair market value number 2, third is carrying value. But if the problem is silent, assume mo na agreed value is equal to fair market value. Got it? Now, cash and non-cash assets, well, these are assets. May times din na pwedeng i-assume ng partnership yung liabilities of the partners. Alright? So, assets and liabilities. So, mabigay tayo ng example class. For example, a simple illustration lang. Meron tayong partnership, XY partnership. So, let's say si X nag-contribute siya ng 1 million to the partnership. Yung journal entry natin dyan, so si X nag-contribute ng 1 million cash, debit cash, credit, X capital, 1 million. Okay? So, again, kapag cash yung kinontribute, i-record natin siya at face value. Now, magagamit natin class in accounting for formation, yung usually mag-T account tayo dito. So, yung T account, X capital, meron kang credit, 1 million. Alright? So, ganun siya kasimple. Now, for example, class yung Y, nag-contribute siya ng land. Okay? Yung fair market value is 5 million. So, si Y naman, debit land, credit, Y capital, 5 million. Okay? Let's say yung land na yun, merong mortgage. Okay? Let's say inutang ni Y yung pambili ng land. Inassume ng partnership. Let's say yung mortgage meron siyang balance na 2 million. Pag inassume ng partnership yun, yung entry natin doon class is debit Y capital, credit mortgage payable, 2 million. So as you notice here class, kapag nag-assume na liability si partnership, mababawasan yung capital ng partner. Okay? Therefore, kapag nag-T account ka sa capital ni Y, nag-contribution ng 5 million, yung inassume ng partnership is 2 million, yung increase lang sa capital niya is net of 3 million. Got it? So in short class, again, pwede mag-contribute ng assets or pwede rin i-assume ni partnership yung liability. Therefore, ang conclusion natin in accounting for partnership formation, ito lang i-follow mo dyan. We know meron tayong accounting equation na assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. Since in formation, pwedeng mag-contribute ng assets, pwedeng i-assume yung liabilities. Therefore, kung at fair market value yung assets and liabilities, yung capital of the partners at the date of formation is also at fair market value. Alright? Ayan. So, yun yung kailangan mo tandaan in accounting for partnership formation. Let's go to our handouts. Magsagot na tayo agad. Okay, so skip nyo muna yung theories. Babalikan natin yan. So, mas maganda if problems muna tayo. Alright? So, let's go to problem number 1. For formation, titingnan natin class ano yung mga possible scenarios na may encounter mo dyan. Okay. So, nakita nyo na, X and Y form a partnership. And then we have 5 scenarios here. Ready? Okay. Sige. So, erase ko muna yung... Ito, erase ko na to. Gawin natin class is problems muna. And then after that, saka tayo magsagot ng theory questions. So, in the board exam class, remember, for AFAR, hindi puro problems ha. Nagtatanong din ng mga theory questions doon. Pero mas konti yung theory questions in AFAR. Pero meron pa rin. Alright, so let's go to problem number 1. We have 5 scenarios. Actually, ito lang yung kailangan mong tandaan, yung scenarios na yan in accounting for formation. X and Y form a partnership. Their contributions are as follows. So usually class, kapag binigyan ka ng contribution sa problem, partnership formation, at book values yan. Okay? So we have to translate or convert book values into fair market values. Or agreed value. Again, equal yung dalawa na yan most of the time. So si X nag-contribution ng cash and AR, while si partner Y contributed land and equipment. Okay, additional information, we have 3 bullets here. Only 80% of the AR is deemed collectible. Okay, so compute natin yung class. So sa AR, 250,000, 80% lang daw niyan yung collectible. So 250,000 times 0.8. Write it down, 200,000 for the first bullet. Ibig sabihin class, yung fair market value of the AR is 200,000. Okay, second bullet, the land is stated at original cost. How much yung land? 750,000, right? The fair value is 1 million. O yun, ano yung susundin mo? 750 or 1 million? Obviously, 1 million. Okay? So tandaan mo lang class, lagi sa formation, fair market value yan. The partnership assumes a 250,000 unpaid mortgage on the land. So, pag inassume ng partnership, parang sa example natin kanina, ang entry nun is this one. Okay? Mababawasan yung capital of the partner and then magre-record ng liability yung partnership. 250,000. Okay. So Y acquired equipment on a long-term financial basis. Nasaan ba yung equipment dyan? Nakita nyo class yung 180,000. So binili daw ni Y yon on a long-term financial basis. Y promised to pay the unpaid principal using his personal funds. So yung third bullet na yung class, inasumba ng partnership yung liability? Hindi. So ibig sabihin, wala kang ganitong entry sa third bullet. Okay? So since babayaran ni Y yan out of his personal funds, wala yung effect sa partnership's books. Okay? The equipment is under-depreciated by 30,000. So, if under-depreciated by 30,000, so ibig sabihin yan, mababa yung depreciation, mababa yung accumulated depreciation, ibig sabihin, mababa yung carrying value of the asset. Understated. So, kailangan natin i-add yan. Okay? Now, compute for the partner's capital balances under each of the following independent scenarios. Again, ito lang yung matatandaan mo sa accounting for formation, these 5 scenarios. Let's go to scenario number 1. X and Y agreed to have credits equal to their capital contributions. Tingnan natin class. So, doon tayo sa scenario number 1. Okay, so si X ano yung kinontribute niya? Nag-contribute siya ng cash amounting to 400,000. Again, pag cash is at face value. So ano yung given na value sa cash, yun na yung lalagay mo dyan agad. Okay? Next is accounts receivable. Sa first bullet, how much ulit yung accounts receivable? It's 200,000. So it means class, yung contribution ni X, total is 600,000. Alright? For partner Y naman, ang kinontribute niya is land at fair market value, which is 1 million. What else? How about yung equipment? Okay, so yung equipment class, 180,000 yung book value yung nakalagay. Since under-depreciated siya, overstated siya. Tama? So overstated yung carrying value. Since overstated yung carrying value, kasi mababa, di ba ganito siya? The equipment, less accumulated depreciation, ito yung carrying value or carrying amount of the equipment. Since mababa ito, ibig sabihin, overstated yung carrying value. So yung 180, we have to deduct 30,000. Okay, so yung equipment of Y has a fair market value of 150,000. Got it? Now, merong unpaid mortgage yung land. So, meron kang mortgage payable for partner Y amounting to 250,000. And we know, kapag mortgage payable, deduction niya sa capital pag inassume ng partnership. So, minus 250,000. Therefore, yung capital balance of Y upon formation is 1 million plus 150,000 minus 250,000. Answer dyan class is 900,000. So, ganyan lang kasimple yung scenario number 1. So, answer natin for scenario number 1. Partner X has a capital balance of 600,000 while partner Y has a capital balance of 900,000. Yung total, pag ang tanong is total capital, obviously, add mo lang yung 600 plus 900, 1.5 million. Okay. So class, if the problem is silent, scenario number 1 yung gagawin mo. It means kung how much yung kinontribute ng partners, dun mo i-record yung capital balances nila. Got it? Sige, so dagdagan natin yung scenario. Let's go to scenario number 2. X and Y agreed to share in profits and losses equally. Okay, P&L ratio tawag natin dyan. So 50-50 yung P&L ratio. Now, a partner should make an additional contribution in order for the partner's capital balances to reflect the partner's equal interest in the partnership. So basically class, for scenario number 2, ang gusto nung dalawang partners, maging 50-50 yung capital nila. Got it? I-reflect nila sa P&L ratio. Alright? So now, for scenario number 2, we know. So, paano gagawin natin dyan? Ganito kasi gagawin natin dyan. So, for scenario number 2, we know X contributed 600,000. Right? And then, si Y contributed 900,000. Okay. So, alamin natin dyan, class, sino dapat yung mag-contribute sana. A partner should make an additional contribution. Pag ganyang class, itetest natin kung sino sa dalawa yung mag-contribute. Okay? Test muna natin si partner X. So, si partner X, kung siya yung basis, pag dinivide mo yan by 50%, okay? Tama ba? Pag dinivide mo by 50%, pag grinos up mo yan, you will get 1.2 million. So 1.2 million, this is the total capital of the partnership. Okay? Total capital. Now, pag minultiply mo yan sa 50%, since 50-50 sila, 600,000, ito dapat yung kinontribute ni partner Y, at least 600,000. But we know, kinontribute na ni Y is 900,000. It means, okay na yung contribution ni Y. Alright? Okay, so tinest natin si X. What if si X yung maging basis natin? Okay na. Okay na yung contribution ni Y because nag-exceed siya dun sa dapat na contribution niya. While pag si Y naman yung basis natin, ganito gawin natin, 900,000 divided by 50%, you get here 1.8 million. Tama? 1.8 million is the total capital of the partnership. We multiply by 50%, so ang dapat contribution ni partner X is 900,000. Right? So far, ang kinontribute na ni partner X is 600,000, therefore, kulang pa yung contribution ni partner X. Minus 600,000, therefore, X needs to contribute additional 300,000. Ayan. So, tinest natin both. Okay? What if si partner X yung basis? What if si partner Y yung basis? Pag si partner X yung basis, okay na. Kasi nakuha natin, dapat si Y mag-contribute at least 600. Ang kinontribute ni Y is 900. So, okay na si Y. If si Y naman yung basis, X should contribute at least 900,000. So far, ang na-contribute ni X is 600, therefore, kailangan niya mag-invest ng additional 300,000. Therefore, ang sagot natin sa scenario number 2, a partner should make an additional contribution. X has to make an additional cash contribution of 300,000. Got it? Okay. Now, pag ang tanong class sa scenario number 2 is, how much in total capital of the partnership? Total capital of the partnership, 600 plus 900, that's 1.5 million. And then si X kailangan mag-contribute ng 300,000. Total capital of the partnership is 1.8 million. Unlike dito sa scenario number 1 natin, 1.5 million. Scenario number 2 natin is 1.8 million. Okay? So class, pakita ko na rin sa inyo yung journal entry para maliwanag. Okay? So sa first problem lang tayo mag-journal entry. Succeeding, hindi na. Balik tayo sa scenario number 1. Okay? Scenario number 1, journal entry natin dyan class is debit cash for partner X tayo, 400,000. Debit accounts receivable, 200,000. Credit X capital, 600,000. Okay? Now, doon naman kay Y, debit land. Debit land, 1 million. Debit equipment, 150,000. Credit mortgage payable, 250,000. Okay? Credit Y capital, 900,000. Ayan, yun yung entry natin. Ngayong class, dito sa scenario number 2, same entry siya. Okay? Same entry, except meron ka pang additional contribution from X. So, first 2 entries, same lang siya. Meron ka pang 300,000 na contribution from X. Debit cash, credit X capital, 300,000. Therefore, after this, yung capital balance of partner X is 600 plus 300, that's 900,000. Okay? And then si partner Y naman, meron din siyang 900,000. So partner X capital is 900. Partner Y's capital is 900,000. Ayan, nag-reflect na sila. Total of 1.8 million, 50-50 sila. 50% for partner X and 50% for partner Y. Alright? Sige. So let's go to scenario number 3. X and Y agreed to have equal interest in the partnership's equity and P&L. The partner's initial capital credits should reflect this agreement using the bonus method. So ano yung bonus method na yan? Illustrate natin yung class. So for scenario number 3, ang goal nila is equal daw yung capital nila. Okay? Initial capital balances ng dalawang partners. So tingnan natin. So scenario number 3, si X contributed 600,000, right? And then si Y naman contributed 900,000. Therefore, total contribution during formation is 1.5 million. So, ang gusto nila class is 50-50 sila. So, 50% for partner X, 50% for partner Y. Right? So, 1.5 million times 50% is 750,000. 1.5 million times 50% is 750,000. Ngayon, si X nag-contribute lang siya, 600,000. So, minus 600, difference is 150,000. Right? Ngayon, si Y naman nag-contribute na 900, sobra ng 150,000 naman yung contribution ni Y. Alright? So ngayong class, when you say bonus method, meron kang transfer of capital. Ibig sabihin, meron kang additional entry na debit Y capital, credit X capital, 150,000. So, yung journal entry mo, first 2 entries same. Okay? So 600 muna kay X, and then 900 kay Y, and then may additional entry ka this one. May transfer of capital tayo from Y to X. After this entry, using the bonus method, yung capital ni X is 600 plus 150 is 750,000, which is this one. Si Y naman, meron siyang 900 minus 150 is also 750,000. You call it bonus method. So yung total capital of the partnership is 1.5 million. So as you notice here, class, sa scenario number 3 natin, using bonus method, the capital of the partnership is still the same, 1.5 million. Walang increase in the capital of the partnership. Unlike dito sa scenario number 2, since may additional contribution si partner X, from 1.5 naging 1.8 million. Got it? Okay, so ganyan yung bonus method. Because debit capital, credit capital, so yung net effect of the capital balance of the partners, 0. Okay? So as pag may, actually, long time ago, dalawa yung methods na acceptable. Meron kang bonus method, meron kang goodwill method. Okay? Pero yung goodwill method class na yan, inabolish na yan, okay, under AFAR 3. Hindi na allowed yun. Okay? Kasi sabi sa AFAR 3, meron ka lang goodwill method in a business combination. So therefore, sa partnerships, pag may na-encounter ka na reference books na nakalagay goodwill method, ano mo yan, huwag na pansinin yan ha. Ibig sabihin, obsolete yung reference book na yan. Okay? So, ang acceptable na lang now is the bonus method. Alright, let's go to scenario number 4. Scenario number 4, X and Y agreed to have their capital accounts initially credited at equal amounts. Cash settlement shall be made between the partners. So class, underline mo yung cash settlement shall be made between the partners. Tignan natin. Si partner X contributed 600,000 which is at fair market value. Partner Y contributed 900,000 for a total of 1.5 million. Total contribution. Now, ang gusto nila, equal sila. 50-50 sila. Si X, 50%. Si Y naman is also 50%. 750,000 for partner X, 750,000 for partner Y. Kinontribute ni partner X is 600,000. Okay, ibig sabihin, kulang yung contribution 150. Si Y naman nag-contribution 900, kulang yung contribution, or sobra yung contribution na 150,000. So class, pag sinabi sa problem na cash settlement shall be made between the partners, it means it's a private transaction. Yung transaction na yun is outside of the partnership. Magbabayaran sila outside of the partnership. Got it? Okay, so since outside of the partnership yun, remember this, it will not be recorded in the books of the partnership. Okay? So yung bayaran na yan, na 150,000, tandaan mo class, not recorded in the books of the partnership. Kaya very important yung nakalagay doon na cash settlement shall be made between the partners. Alright? So yung 150, actually class, kahit magkano pa yung bayaran nila na yan, wala na tayong pakialam dyan outside the partnership na yan. Got it? But in short, upon formation, yung capital balance of X is 750, capital balance of Y is 750. Alright? Yung difference yan, sila nang bahalang dalawa. Sila na yung mag-uusap, but hindi siya recorded in the books of the partnership. Unlike bonus method, ni-record natin. Okay? So scenario number 3, pag cash settlement between the partners, not recorded in the books of the partnership. Okay? Last scenario is scenario number 5. X and Y agreed to have their capital accounts initially credited at equal amounts. A partner shall provide additional investment or withdraw part of his investment to the partnership in order to equalize the balances of the partner's capital accounts. Ito yung last possible scenario information. So ngayong class, yung computation natin dyan is just the same as numbers 3 and 4. Difference nito, kung sa scenario number 4 is may private transaction or cash settlement shall be made between the partners. For scenario number 5 naman class, papadaanin nila sa partnership yung difference na 150,000. So I'll illustrate. Tama ba dito, kailangan si X mag-contribute pa ng additional 150? Tama? Kasi yung kinontribute lang niya is 600, binigyan siya ng 750. Si Y naman, nag-contribute siya ng 900 and binigyan lang sa kanya 750. Therefore, si Y, siya naman yung mag-withdraw ng 150,000. Okay? So now, si X, in-invest sa partnership yung 150, debit cash, credit X capital, 150,000. Okay? And then, si Y mag-withdraw ng 150,000. Debit Y capital, credit cash, 150,000. Got it? So, basahin na din natin. A partner shall provide additional investment. So, X provided additional 150,000 cash investment or withdraw part of his investment. Yung nag-withdraw naman si Y. Got it? To the partnership in order to equalize the balances of the partners. So, as you notice here, class, yung cash, nag-offset lang yan. Tama? So, yung net effect niyan is parang bonus method yung nangyari. Ayan, no? Y capital, X capital, 150. Yung net effect lang din. Okay? Except, ang difference na nila, class, sa scenario number 4, hindi siya recorded in the books of the partnership. Sa scenario number 5, ni-reflect nila yan in the books of the partnership. Got it? So pag ang tanong sa problem, sino yung mag-i-invest? Si X, 150. Sino yung mag-withdraw? Si Y, 150. So in this case, yung capital balance of partner X is 600 plus 150, 750,000. Si partner Y naman, 900, initial contribution niya, minus 150, it's 750,000. So equal pa rin sila. 1.5 million pa rin. Ayan lang kasi, yun lang yung mga kailangan mo tandaan. Ito yung pinaka-important. If the problem is silent, ang ifa-follow mo is scenario number 1. Okay? If the problem is silent, kung how much yung fair market value na in-invest ng partners, iyon yung initial capital balances nila. Huwag mo i-equal sa P&L ratio, ha? I-equal mo lang sa P&L ratio yan pag explicit in the problem na iyon yung agreement of the partners. Otherwise, you follow scenario number 1. Kung how much yung fair market value of assets and liabilities na kinontribute ng partners, that's their initial capital balances. Okay, so yung problem number 1, medyo hinabahan ko yung discussion class kasi first problem, pero yung succeeding natin mabilis lang. Alright, so gusto ko rin ma-notice mo na yung scenario 2 lang, yung nag-increase yung capital, 1.8. Ito, 1.5 sa bonus method, 1.5 sa personal transaction, 1.5 din sa scenario number 5. Got it? Okay. Yan, so that's the answer for problem number 1. Ayan, so mas mabilis tayo sa problem number 2. Let's go to problem number 2. We have 4 questions. A and B decided to form a partnership on January 1, 2021. Their statements of financial position on this date were, okay, so possible na si A and B dito class, dalawang sole proprietorships siya na nagsama. Okay, kasi meron silang available na statement of financial position. So 2 sole proprietorships, nag-combine sila to make a partnership. Ayan, so basahin natin class. Meron kang cash, AR, inventory, equipment, okay, total assets, we have accounts payable, and we have the capital balances of the partners. Now, they agreed the following adjustments shall be made. So again, pag binigyan ka ng balance sheet or statement of financial position sa problem, i-assume mo na naka-book value yun, mga amounts na yun. So, recorded at book values. So, we have to reflect yung adjustments. Yan, may 4 bullets tayo dito, reflect natin yan. So, class, since we know in accounting equation natin is assets minus liability is equal to capital. Ang shortcut dito, class, kapag magsasagot ka ng partnership problems, capital balances na lang yung adjust natin. Okay? Capital balances na lang. So, ito yung kailangan mong tandaan, class. From this equation, okay, dapat laging balance yan, tama? So, ibig sabihin, pag tinaasan mo yung assets mo, pag nag-increase yung assets mo, para balance yung equation, your capital should also increase. Does that make sense? So, ibig sabihin, class, merong direct relationship yung assets and capital. Okay? On the other hand, if nag-increase yung liabilities mo, okay, since negative yan, para mag-balance yung equation, dapat mag-decrease yung capital mo. In short, yung liabilities and capital have an inverse relationship. Ayan. So, syempre, better sa partners pag tumaas yung assets, tataas yung capital. So, again, pag liabilities naman, inverse because we have to satisfy yung accounting equation na yan. Alright? Now, let's apply that dito sa problem number 2. Ang gagawin mo dito, class, kunin mo na agad yung capital balances of the partners. Partner A, partner B. Si partner A, nakita mo dyan, class, yung A capital, which is 2,625,000. Yes, yes. So, these are your unadjusted capital balances. 2,625,000 for partner A. For partner B naman, 2,056,250. So, pwede mong isipin, class, na since yung binigay sa atin na assets, less liabilities, yun yung book value. Naka-book value yan. I-convert natin siya into fair market value. Got it? Sige, punta tayo sa bullet number 1. Equipment of A is under-depreciated by 87.5 and that B is over-depreciated by 131,250. So, kung under-depreciated, analyze nga natin, understated yung depreciation expense, understated yung accumulated depreciation, meaning overstated yung carrying amount of the equipment. If overstated siya, kailangan natin i-correct. Ma-minus tayo, tama? Minus 87.5 for partner A. And then for partner B naman, over-depreciated. So opposite naman yan, over-depreciated. Sumobra yung depreciation, understated yung carrying amount. So ibig sabihin, we have to add 131,250. Got it? So as you notice here, class, diretso capital balances yung ina-adjust natin. Hindi natin ina-adjust yung assets or liabilities. Capital na agad para mas madali. Okay? Let's go to bullet number, or second bullet. Allowance for doubtful accounts is to be set up amounting to 297,500. We know na yung ADA, allowance for doubtful accounts, kontra AR account yan. Mababawasan yung amount, yung carrying amount ng AR natin. Since bababa yung AR mo, bababa yung assets. And directly related dyan sa capital. Tama? So kung bababa yung AR, it means yung adjustment natin sa capital is negative. Minus 87.5 and minus, nasa na yun? Minus 297,500 pala. 297,500. And then minus 196,875. Got it? Okay, so ito lang tiyatandaan natin. Assets, direct. Liabilities, inverse. Let's go to bullet number 3. Inventories of 21,875 and 15,312 are worthless in the books of A and B. Ibig sabihin, we have to write off these inventories. So, bababa natin yung assets. Therefore, sa bullet number 3, minus 21,875. Yes. And then minus 15,312. Okay. Bullet number 4, the partnership agreement provides for a P&L ratio of 70 and 30 to A and B. Plus, again, yung hinighlight ko sa problem number 1, if the problem is silent, kung ano yung kinontribute nila, yun yung capital balances nila. Huwag mo siyang i-reflect dun sa P&L ratio. Dapat explicit sa problem na sabihin na 70-30 dapat yung maging capital balances nila. So, for now, ignore mo lang yung bullet number 4 na yan. Okay? O, sige, let's compute the capital balances of the partners. So, adjusted. Doon muna tayo kay partner A. Okay? So, compute with me. So, get your calculators. 2,625,000 minus 87.5 minus 297,500 minus 21,875. I got here 2,218,125. 2,218,125. Okay? 2,056,250 plus 131,250 minus 196,875 minus 15,312. Ulit. 2,056,250. Okay, plus 131,250 minus 196,875 minus 15,312. So class, did you get 1975313? Okay, so 1975313. Answer natin class for question 1. How much is the capital of A and B? For partner A, it's 2,218,125. For partner B, 1975313. So class, tama ba? Pwede mo rin sabihin na the fair market value of the assets and liabilities of A is 2,218,125 and of B, 1975313. Tama lang? Okay. Now, let's go to question number 2. Assuming that the capital balances are to be equal to the P&L ratio, how much is the capital of A and B respectively? Iyan lang yung time na i-equal mo sa P&L ratio yung capital balances nila. Okay? So, paano gagawin mo dyan, sir? So, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Si partner A contributed 2,218,125. Partner B contributed 1,975,313. Okay? So, pag in-add natin yung class, 18125, I will get here 4,193,438. Okay? So, 4,193,438. This is the total capital of the partnership. Tama lang? Since total capital siya, and yung usapan nila, according to bullet number 4, 70-30 daw. Okay? 70% will go to partner A, Okay, for partner A. And then 30% will go to partner B. O, sige, multiply lang natin yan. 4193, 438 times 0.7. Partner A's capital is 2935. 406.6. Okay? Si partner B naman, 4193, 438 times 0.3. 1258031.4. 1258031.4. Ayan. Yun yung answers natin. So, partner A, capital balance is 2935, 406.6. Partner B naman, 1258031.4. Okay, easy. Ang dali lang, di ba? Now, kapag ganyang class, ang mangyayari dyan, if silent yung problem, di ba? Kasi maraming pwedeng instances dyan eh. So, for example, si A, ito yung kinontribute niya, ito yung na-credit sa kanya, mas malaki. Okay? So, yung difference niyan, pwedeng personal transaction between the partners, so pwedeng outside of the partnership, pwedeng bonus method. So, actually, class, kapag silent yung problem, bonus method yung gagamitin mo. Alright? So, tingnan natin. Para lang ma-visualize yung journal entry dyan, ganito. Ano yung difference yan? 2218125, 2218125 minus 2935, 406.6. Okay? Difference is 717282. Ayan. 717282. So, kinontribute ni A is 2.2 million, na credit sa kanya is 2.9. So, meron tayong entry na debit B capital. Okay? Credit A capital, which is 717282. Ayan. Yan yung entry natin dyan. Okay? First entry is yung kinontribute muna, tapos credit A capital, and then B capital. May next entry tayo, which is this one. Ang tawag natin dyan is bonus method. In this case, sino yung may bonus class? Kaya tinawag ng bonus method. Ibig sabihin, may partner na naka-receive ng bonus. Well, in this case, ang naka-receive ng bonus is partner A. Kinontribute lang niya is 2.2 million, but then, yung credited capital sa kanya is 2.9 million. Okay? So, ayan, that's your answer for question number 2. Let's go to question number 3. Question number 3 is about compute for the total assets of the partnership. Okay, so total assets of the partnership. Paano gagawin mo dyan, sir? So, ang gagawin ko dyan, tignan natin. So, si partner, given naman yung assets sa, yes, given yung assets ni A and B. So, ang gagawin ko dyan, dito si A and dito si B. Ayan. And then, total assets, given din siya. Yung unadjusted, total assets. Plus, nakita nyo yung 3084375 for A. And then, for B naman, 3215625. 3215625. Ayan, total assets of unadjusted assets of A and B. So now, i-reflect natin class yung mga adjustments. So first bullet, since under-depreciated ka, so ibig sabihin, overstated yung assets ni A, minus 87.5. Si B naman, over-depreciated, so 1 plus 131,250. Ayan. Second bullet, worthless daw yung inventory. Siyempre, may effect sa assets yan. Magdi-decrease ng assets. 21,875. For partner B naman class, meron tayong, 20. So first bullet, doon muna tayo sa ADA pala. So, allowance for doubtful accounts, 297,500 for A, okay, 297,500, and for B naman, 196,875. Ayan. For bullet number 3, okay, yun na yung inventories, minus 21,875, and then for B, it's minus 15,312. Okay, so sige nga class, compute natin yung total assets of the partnership. For A, 30,84,375, minus 87,500, minus 297,500, minus 21,875, plus nakuha nyo yung 26,77,500. Yes, yes. 26,77,500 for partner A. For partner B, 32,15,625, plus 131,250, minus 196,875, minus 15,312. You get here 31,34,688. Okay? 31,34,688. Pero class, take note, ang tanong sa atin is total assets of the partnership. So, kailangan i-add mo yung dalawa na yan. So, add natin yan. 31,34,688 plus 2677,500, answer natin dito class is 5812188. This is the final answer, total assets of the partnership, 5812188. Class, meron pa ba kayo naiisip na isang alternative way to compute the total assets of the partnership? Shorter way. Okay, ganito lang class yan. Alam natin na yung assets is just the sum of liabilities and capital. Tama? And then, alam natin na yung total capital is this one. Okay? So, ang alternative computation dito, since yung capital of the partnership is 4193, 438, dadagdag lang natin yung liabilities. May liabilities ba sa given? Yes, merong accounts payable. Nakita mo yun? Accounts payable? Liabilities yan. So, meron tayong 459,375 for partner A. And then, for partner B, meron tayong 1159,375. So, add natin yung class. 4193, 438, which is the capital, plus 459,375, plus 1159,375, that's 5812188. Okay, so equal naman siya, 5812188. So maraming ways to compute for, we have two ways to compute for total assets. So nag-start tayo dito sa unadjusted assets, and then yung mga adjustments, or Yung easier way, shorter way, capital, liabilities, add lang natin yan, that's your total assets. Get it? Okay. Now, let's go to question number 4. Assuming that B, ayan, dito natin nilagay yung question number 4. Assuming that B is to invest certain amount of cash such that his capital balance will be 10% higher than A's, how much should B invest? Okay. So, ang goal dito daw, si B dapat 10% higher yung capital niya kay A. So, ang gagawin natin dito, so si A meron siyang 2218125. Tama? 2218125. So, ang gagawin na natin dyan, multiply natin by 1.1 para maging 10% higher siya. So, yan, 2218125 times 1.1, we get here 2439937.5. 2439937.5. Tama ba dapat ito yung capital ni B? Tama lang? So far, ang na-contribute na ni B is 1975313. So para maging 2439937.5 yung capital ni B, B has to contribute additional, so 1975313, additional 464624.5. 464624.5. Answer natin for question number 4 is B has to invest additional 464624.5 cash in order for B to have 10% capital higher or higher capital than partner A. Okay? Ito yung final answer natin. 464624.5. So, as you notice class, medyo simple lang yung partnership formation. Wala yung masyadong complication. Basically, ang fina-follow lang natin is upon formation, we measure the assets and liabilities at fair market values, but we know na yung assets and liabilities, yung difference nila is just the capital, so doon lang tayo nag-start sa capital balances. Alright? Ayan. So, let's go to problem number 3. Actually, 4 problems lang tayo sa partnership formation kasi medyo easy lang naman yung partnership formation. No? Actually, easiest siya sa lahat sa stages in the life of partnership, yung partnership formation. Alright, let's go to problem number 3. Question number 1, compute for the adjusted balances of the partners. Question number 2, assume that the partner's capital shall be increased, okay, accordingly by contributing additional cash to bring the partner's capital balances proportionate to their P&L ratio. And which partner should provide additional cash and how much is the additional cash contribution? So kapag mahaba yung problem, pwedeng yung questions muna yung basahin mo class na para at least may idea ka na kung ano yung mga important items na kailangan natin from the given. Alright. A and B form a partnership. The following are their contributions. So si partner A, ayan, nag-contribution ng cash, AR inventory, and then si partner B, contributed land and building. So again, pag may binigay sa yung balance sheet, sa partnership formation, i-assume mo book values yan or carrying values. We have to convert them into fair market values. Alright? Additional information. So gagawin ko dyan class, pwede na akong mag-start, mag-compute. Okay? So A and then B. Lalagay ko dyan yung capital nila. A capital is 170,000. Nakita niyo yung class? Dun sa liability and capital side. Okay? So ito yung unadjusted capital of A and B. 170,000 for A is also 170,000 for partner B. Okay, included in AR in an account amounting to 20,000 which is deemed uncollectible. Since uncollectible na yan, i-write off mo na. Okay, pag nag-write off ka ng AR, syempre, bawasan natin yung AR. So, sino ba yung AR dito? Si partner A. So, it means yung first adjustment natin class is bawasan natin yung asset since directly related siya sa capital minus 20,000 for partner A. Got it? Bullet number 2, the inventory has a selling price of 100,000 and estimated cost to sell of 20,000. Class, ano yung rule natin sa inventory? Naalala nyo pa yan in your FAR? How do you measure inventories? So kaya ko nilagay din dito yan kasi baka ma-encounter nyo. Inventories are measured at lower of cost or NRV. Okay? Kasi NRV, kapag inventory, lower of cost or NRV, what is the cost of the inventory? Ayun, nasa given, 80,000. Tama? So yung cost is 80,000 and what is the NRV? NRV is the selling price less cost to sell. Sa bullet number 2, 100,000 minus 10,000, NRV is 90,000. Tama? Since lower yung pipiliin natin, 80,000 dapat yung naka-record sa books. 80,000 ba yung naka-record? Yes. Ibig sabihin class, yung second bullet na yan, no adjustment needed. Got it? Panlito lang yan. So baka ang gawin mo dyan, mag-plus 10,000 ka. Hindi. Kasi ang inventories are measured at lower of cost or NRV. So okay na yun. Kasi nag-start tayo at 170. Ibig sabihin, na-consider na natin yung 80,000 na cost na inventory. Got it? Okay. So ignore mo lang yung second bullet. Pang trick lang yan. Okay? The partnership assumed a 10,000 unpaid mortgage on the land. So take note class na dito, yung land kinontribute ni B. So it means, kung i-assume ni partnership yan, mababawasan yung capital of B minus 10,000 kay B. So, ingat na lang, bakit kay A mo ma-minus yung 10,000? So be careful na lang sa mga ganung, sa procedures natin. So minus 10,000 for partner B. Let's go to bullet number 4. The building is under depreciated. So kulang sa depreciation, it means overstated yung asset. So minus natin yan. Sino may building? Partner B. Okay? Bullet number 4, si partner B, under depreciated by 25. So minus 25,000 tayo kay partner B. Let's go to bullet number 5. There is an unpaid mortgage of 15 on the building which B agreed to settle using his personal funds. Pag sinettle siya using the personal funds of the partner, hindi yan magre-reflect sa books of the partnership. Hindi yan i-assume ng partnership. Therefore, for bullet number 5, no adjustment needed. Got it? Okay. Next bullet. The note payable is stated at face amount. How much note payable? Sino yung may note payable? Si A, 60,000. A proper valuation requires the recognition of 15,000 discount on note payable. Okay. So, paano yan, sir? Well, alam natin, class, dapat yung assets and liabilities pareho naka-fair market value yan. So, it means, instead of 60,000, ganito daw dapat yung note payable. Note payable, 60,000, minus discount on note payable, which is 15,000, dapat yung mag-reflect sa partnership books is 45,000. Alright? So, tama ba, class, na from 60, ibababa natin ng 45? So, ibig sabihin, decrease sa liability. Tama? And we know, yung liability and capital, meron silang inverse relationship. Therefore, yung adjustment natin for number 6 is plus 15,000. Does that make sense? From 60, ginawa natin 45. Bumaba yung liability. Since inversely related sa capital, itaas natin yung capital, 15,000. Got it? Okay. Let's go to number 7. A and B shall share in profits and losses 60-40 respectively. Ulit-ulitin ko kasi marami nagkakamali. Gagawin mo lang yan, i-reflect mo lang sa P&L ratio pag sinabi sa problem. If hindi, huwag mo gagawin yan. Therefore, ignore mo lang yung 7th bullet na yan. Okay, so let's compute for the partner's capital balances. 170,000 minus 20,000 plus 15,000. Answer natin for partner A, adjusted capital balances niya, 165,000. Okay, for partner B, 170,000 minus 10,000 minus 25, 135,000. Final answers, A, 165,000, si B naman, 135,000. As you notice here, class, ang ginawa lang natin na procedure kahit sa previous problems, we try to convert the book values into fair market values. Okay? Yung book value, kinonvert natin to fair market value. In this case, using the capital balances of the partners. Alright. Let's go to question number 2. Assume that a partner's capital shall be increased accordingly by contributing additional cash to bring the partner's capital balances proportionate to their P&L ratio. So sa question number 2, class, ang gusto nila, yung contribution nila, the 165 and 135 is in proportionate to their P&L ratio. What is a P&L ratio? Punta ka dun sa last bullet, 60-40. 60% for partner A and 40% for partner B. Okay, sir, paano natin malalaman kung sino yung magko-contribute ng additional cash? So, ganito yan, class. Itetest natin yan. Okay, di ba parang ginawa natin sa problem 1? Itetest natin. Okay. Kasi ang goal dito, class, alamin natin sino ba yung magiging basis ng total capital. Sir, what do you mean by that? So, ganito yan. So, si partner A, meron siyang, so far, nag-contribution ng 165,000. Right? Si partner B naman, nag-contribute ng 135. Si partner A muna tayo. Assuming partner A is the basis, ang gagawin natin dyan, i-gross up natin. Tama ba si A meron siyang 60% sa P&L ratio? Pag dinivide natin by 60% yan, 165,000 divided by 0.6. Nakuha nyo, class, yung 275,000. Ano yung 275,000, class? So, ito yung capital ni A, gross up natin. Tama ba ito yung total capital? Tama lang? Yun yung 100%. Tama? Now, si B, kailangan mag-invest siya ng 40%. Times 0.4, 110,000 dapat yung investment. At least, yung investment ni B is 110,000. Si B, nag-invest na siya ng 135. Okay? It means, enough na yung contribution ni B. Okay? Now, i-test naman natin what if si B yung basis. B contributed 135,000. And si B, meron siyang share na 40% in the P&L ratio. Divide natin by 40%. Okay, 135,000 divided by 40%. 337,500. 337,500, tama ba, class? This is the total capital of the partnership. Tama. Ilang percent dapat yung invest ni A? 60%. Multiply natin by 60%. A has to invest times 0.6, 202,500. 202,500. Now, si A, nag-invest na siya ng 165,000. Dapat 202,500 yung investment niya. Kulang pa yung in-invest ni A. Minus 165,000. 202,500 minus 165,000. Answer is 37,500. A has to contribute additional cash of 37,500. Let's answer. Assume that the partner's capital shall be increased accordingly by contributing additional cash to bring the capital balances proportionate to their P&L ratio. Which partner should provide additional cash and how much is the additional cash contribution? Answer natin. Partner A has to contribute 37,500 additional cash. Okay, so pag nag-contribute si A ng additional cash, tingnan natin, class, ha? Tingnan natin gawin. Okay, so si A, pag mag-TT account ka dyan, A capital, B capital. So si A nag-contribution ng 165, tama? And then additional cash na 37,500. Yung capital na ni A is 202,500. Tama lang? Si B naman, 135,000. Hindi niya kailangan mag-additional contribution. So, pag in-add natin yan, 202,500. Okay, so si A may 202,500. Si B naman, meron siyang 135,000. Add natin class ha, 202,500 plus 135,000. Total capital is 337,500, which is this one. Tama lang? Now, 202,500 divided by 337,500, this is 60%. Okay? 135,000 divided by 337,500, this is 40%. Iyon naman yung goal ng dalawang partners, to make their initial capital contribution equal to their P&L ratio, 60-40. Okay? So, ayan. That's problem number 3. Easy. Dali lang, di ba? Ayan. So, yan lang yung mga possible na ma-encounter mo sa partnership formation. Let's go to problem number 4. Last problem for partnership formation. Multiple choice naman. Let's go to problem number 4. Question muna. Question number 1. If the capital contribution of each partner is the net amount of his assets and liabilities taken over by the partnership, the capital accounts of X and Y would be. And question number 2. Assume that the partnership agreement provides for P&L sharing of 60% to X and 40% to Y, and that the new capital of the partnership is to be agreed on the P&L ratio based on the adjusted capital of Y. How much additional cash must be invested by X in order to bring the partner's capital balances proportionate to the P&L ratio? Okay, let's read. As of July 1, 2025, X and Y decided to form a partnership. Their balance sheets on this date. Ayan. So si X and Y, given sa atin yung assets, liabilities, and capital. So unang mong step na gagawin dyan, basta partnership formation, lagay mo na agad yung capital balances, partner X and partner Y. Okay? Unadjusted balances of partner X and Y. Nakita nyo class, si partner X meron siyang 57,000. While si partner Y naman, meron siyang 49,500. Okay? Let's go to the next sentence. The partners agreed that the machinery and equipment of X is under-depreciated by 1.5 and that of Y, 4.5. If under-depreciated, kulang yung accumulated depreciation, overstated yung assets. Ibig sabihin class, yung first adjustment natin is minus 1.5 kay partner X, minus 4.5 naman kay partner Y. Second, allowance for doubtful accounts to be set up 12,000 and 4.5. Yung ADA is a contra asset account, contra AR. Bababa yung AR, ibig sabihin bababa yung capital natin. Minus 12,000 for partner X, minus 4.5 for partner Y. Okay, so let's answer. Ganyan lang kasimple yung class. For partner X, 57,000 minus 1.5 minus 12,000. 43,500 for partner X. For partner Y naman, 49.5 minus 4.5 minus 4.5. 40,500. Answer natin for question number 1 is letter A. Okay? For question number 2 naman class, basahin natin. Assume that the partnership agreement provides for P&L sharing of 60-40 and that the new capital of the partnership is to be agreed on the P&L ratio based on the adjusted capital of Y. Underline mo yung based on the adjusted capital of Y. For question number 2, explicit na si Y yung basis natin. Kung babalik ka class dun sa previous problem, tinest pa natin, what if si A yung basis, what if si B yung basis? For question number 2 sa problem 4, explicit na si Y yung basis. Gets? Okay, so hindi mo na kailangan mag-experiment or mag-test. So si Y, 40,500 siya, tama? So si Y, meron siyang capital balance of 40,500 and we know Y has a 40% share in the P&L ratio. If we divide this by 40%, if i-gross up natin siya, we get 101,250. Class, ano yung 101,250? Tama ba ito yung total capital of the partnership? Kasi gross up mo nakuha mo yung 100%. Now, how much additional cash must be invested by X? Si X, magko-contribute siya ng 60%. Times 0.6, X has to contribute 60,750. Iyan dapat yung total contribution ni X. So far, nag-contribute siya ng 43.5 minus 43.5. Okay, 60,750 minus 43.5. Answer natin dito, 17,250. X has to contribute additional cash of 17,250, which is letter C. Yan. Yan lang. Ganyan kasimple yung accounting for partnership formation. Alright? So I believe lahat, yung problems 1 to 4 na yan, very comprehensive na. Siguro may encounter, yan ang lahat ng scenarios na kailangan mo na tandaan for partnership formation. Okay, starting problem number 5, partnership operations na yan, but let's go to the theory questions first. First 4 items muna sa theory. Kasi yung first 4 items about partnership formation pa rin yan. Okay, so class, punta ka dun sa theory. Let's answer. Theory number 1, which of the following is not an advantage of a partnership over a corporation? Partnership and corporations, may mga pros and cons yan. Huh? So, tingnan natin class. Letter A, alin daw dito yung hindi advantage or which is the disadvantage of a partnership over a corporation? Ease of formation, mas madaling i-form yung partnership over a corporation. Correct yung A. Letter B, unlimited liability. Actually, class, yung unlimited liability is a big disadvantage of a partnership. Sir, what do you mean by unlimited liability? Ganito yung class. So, si partnership, okay, pag meron ka, may creditor si partnership, okay, for example, banko, BDO, okay, nag-loan sa partnership. Pag hindi makabayad yung partnership, Si BDO, pwede siyang mag-run after the partners. Yun, ang tawag natin dyan is unlimited liability. Boy yung sagot dyan, disadvantage yan. Compared to a corporation, si corporation class, limited liability naman. Ibig sabihin, pag yung bank, hindi makabayad yung corporation, hindi pwedeng yung bank mag-run after the shareholders. Hindi pwede sa corporation yun. Okay? So, yun yung maganda naman kapag corporation. Boy, yung sagot natin sa theory number 1. Letter C, less governmental regulations. Yes, less regulated yung partnership compared to a corporation. Let's go to number 2. For financial accounting purposes, assets of an individual partner contributed to a partnership are recorded at A, historical cost, no. B, book value, no. C, fair market value, yes. Okay? Fair market value. And again, class, sa lecture ko sa start, again, pag may minention na agreed value, for example lang, may nakalagay na agreed value and fair market value, syempre, ang priority mo doon, agreed value. Okay? So, ganito lang yan, class. For example ako, nag-contribute ako ng land sa partnership. Yung fair market value nun is 1 million. Okay? Pero ako and the partners, nag-agree kami, sige, i-record na lang natin for 800,000. Pwede yun. Kasi yung partnership class, syempre, depende naman yung terms niya sa agreement among the partners. Okay? But again, most of the time, equal naman yung agreed value and fair market value. So, answer dito, class, is letter C. Number 3, on July 1, X and Y formed a partnership. X contributed cash, which is recorded at face value. Y, previously a sole proprietor, contributed property other than cash, including realty subject to a mortgage, which the partnership assumed. Okay? Y's capital account on July 1 should be recorded at A, Y's book value. Yung pala, mali na. Alam natin, hindi ka mag-record ng book value. Fair market value yan. B, Y's book value. Mali na agad. Letter C, fair value of the property less the mortgage on July 1. That's correct. Kasi inassume ng partnership. Pag hindi inassume ng partnership, answer mo dyan is dog. Fair market value of the property. Pero since inassume ng partnership, final answer is letter C. Last item, number 4, Mr. A and B agreed to form a partnership. The fair values of the partners' net contribution vary. However, the partners agreed to have equal capital credits. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, magkaiba yung fair market value na in-invest nila. Pero nag-decide sila, sige, 50-50 na lang tayo. Cash settlement shall be made between them for the difference. Ano ibig sabihin ng class? Pag cash settlement shall be made between the partners, yung transaction na yun is a personal transaction outside of the partnership. It means, since outside of the partnership siya, hindi siya recorded in the books of the partnership. Got it? So, kung kahit man how much yung bayaran nilang dalawa, it doesn't matter. Hindi siya recorded in the books. Okay, which of the following is correct? A, the asset contribution shall be debited, no. To equal amounts, no. At fair market value yan. B, the cash settlement will either increase or decrease the total partnership capital. No effect sa capital of the partnership because outside of the partnership yan. C, the cash settlement between the partners will not be recorded in the partnership books. That's correct. Letter C is the answer for number 4. Mr. A shall pay Mr. B to have their capital balances equal. Depende kung sino yung, depende sa pag-uusap nila. Okay? Pag mas malaki yung kinontribute ni A, therefore si B magbabayad sa kanya. Okay? But best answer for number 4 is letter C. The cash settlement between the partners will not be recorded in the partnership books. Letter C. Okay? That's the end of partnership formation.